I was listening to Jeanette McCurdy's autobiography earlier. It's a fucking incredible.
Who dat?
Jeanette McCurdy, she was, I think her character's name was Sam on iCarly.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she has an autobiography.
Yeah, it's supposed to be really good.
Titled "I'm Glad My Mom Died."
Yeah.
And it is really fucking good. I found the audiobook version of it on the podcaster thing that I have.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And I've just been listening to it. It's like 6 hours long, but it's so fucking good.
Damn, okay. I'm gonna have to see if Spotify just added a bunch of podcasts. Or not. I can't talk. Spotify just added a bunch of books on tape. I wonder if it's on there.
It's her doing it too, so it's even better.
I love when people do that. Read me your autobiography. Anytime I come across it, it's on my radar, but I need to like actually add it into my rotation. I have a question for you.
Sure.
Do you think that crabs can get crabs?
Yes.
Tell me more.
So, what are crabs? They're just like a mite. They're a type of like parasite that just like gets on your pubic region and it just sucks your blood. There are parasites that get on crabs. Like if some crab legs, if you take out the leg part after you cook the meat, like there are like little tiny dots you're supposed to scrape off.
Interesting.
It's crab squared, if you will.
If those...
Are you going to ask if those get crabs?
Yeah, if those get crabs, would it be crab cubed, or do you think those can get crabs?
It'd be crab squared.
Crab squared?
Yeah. How far down does the parasite train go? Like, at what point is it like, oh, I've got a microorganism on me. Oh, I've got a nano-organism on me. Oh, I've got an atomic organism on me. How far does it go?
Do you mean...
When are there no more parasites? I
would think until you get to the level that organism... Because, like, there's microorganisms on us, but they have a, like a symbiotic relationship with us. And then there's microorganisms that will feed off of us without giving any benefit. So I guess it depends on when you get to that point of you're just living here, but you're not really doing, like, you're not taking anything away. You're just part of the biome.
Yeah.
I would think would be where you draw that line, but I don't know if them living on you and not providing anything still constitutes as a parasite. What is SIBO?
It's what Brittany has. It's what Brittany might have. Don't ask. But it's something that she tried to treat before by dieting for like 6 months. It's small intestinal bacterial overgrowth.
Oh, gotcha.
But now we think that her ability to not burp and throw up instead might actually be what's causing it.
Ah, interesting.
It's not.
It's not. Kira's like, I'm so bored of this shit. It's not interesting.
It can be cured with Botox to the neck.
What? Why is that what cures it?
I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
What the fuck?
Something about it stimulating like the muscles.
Interesting.
God, the dog is fucking barking. Where's Chopper? Wait, whose fucking dog is that? They moved out.
Oh my god. Wait, hold on. We'll get back to that. Those neighbors moved out?
Yeah.
When the fuck did that happen?
I don't know. Sometime in the last couple of weeks, like, we just noticed that they were gone one day. Their dumb, like, yoga ribbon swing thing was just gone, so...
Yoga ribbon swing
Girl,
thing.
I don't know what it is. It's like... It's like a tire swing, like a standalone tire swing that you just set up with, like, a tripod thing, but then it's just one fucking silk ribbon.
What the fuck?
I don't know.
That doesn't make any sense.
I know. I don't know how to break it down for you.
Well, they were parasites. It's fine that they're gone. I did look up the definition of parasite. It is literally just something living on another thing and benefiting from its nutrients. So I think even if a microorganism is like living on you, or if a nanoorganism or anything smaller, I think as long as it's living on you, it's a parasite.
And benefiting from you.
Yeah. Because, I mean, you are providing its home, so it's a parasite.
There's parasites, and then there's, like, symbiotes, which is they're also providing a benefit back.
Yeah.
Symbiosis.
Yeah, anything that's symbiotic is like you have a mutually beneficial.
Like Venom from Spider-Man is a symbiote, which,
Makes
by the
Eddie
way,
Brock cool as fuck.
the trailer for the third movie just came out yesterday. I didn't even know that they were going to do this. So we're getting Madam Web, third Venom movie, and Craven all this year. Can you fucking believe that?
All at one time.
Stop.
No, let's just release it all in one fell swoop. Can make a year of subpar films because we haven't had that for so long already. Welcome to We Have That Podcast at Home. I'm on brand Rachel.
I'm on brand Gamage, and this is our off brand podcast. It's the only podcast that's going to welcome the summer to you. It's going to open up them thighs and just give you full on summer. Full on summer.
One more time.
Each week we progress with our success and spin a wheel to find out the genre of next week's podcast.
This week we're attempting the fine art of wild card, which means we decided to do Am I the Assholes and Best of Am I the Assholes.
I'm glad you brought that up because no, we're not. I didn't prepare any of that. I didn't even look up any Am I the Assholes. I just had a bunch still bookmarked. I didn't do shit for this episode.
But you have Am I the Assholes?
Yeah, I have a bunch archived. In fact, I was going through them. Like, I just opened all these up, literally as you were saying, welcome to We Have That Podcast at Home. A lot of them are actually deleted. They don't exist anymore.
Oh, shit. That's interesting.
Good, I could unbookmark them. Yeah, I didn't do any best ofs. I looked at a couple and I'm like, nah, dumb.
Okay, well, then fuck it. We're doing Am I the Asshole?
You could do yours if you want. I just won't listen.
No, I didn't necessarily read them. I still picked no, because you were gonna pick a best of was what we talked about. So I grabbed two to see if they were interesting, and that was about it.
And were they?
I don't know. I haven't read them because we judge them and then we read them.
Well, no, Am I the Assholes are fine, but we were talking like the best ofs. Those are the ones that like we want to actually
find a curated one. I thought you were gonna find a curated one. That's why I didn't dig into them.
No,
that's okay. We can just do Am I the Assholes. That's fine. It's easy enough. We're gonna play the Am I the Asshole game, and the way that we play this is Gamage and I will read a title of an Am I the Asshole post, and then we will.
Alert, I'm the asshole.
Yeah, Gamage is always the asshole. Sometimes.
Is it fucking hot where you're at right now?
No, it's like 53 degrees outside and it's been torrentially raining.
Ugh, it's fucking it's 60 right now. Jesus. That's hot for where we're at, trust me. And don't give me the I live in Arizona. It's triple digits all the time.
Fuck you, live somewhere else.
That doesn't mean anything to me. You have a humidity of like 2%. Shut up. You don't live in a rainforest.
Yeah, fuck off.
It's a dry heat. Pick up new material.
And it is.
Don't
shut the fuck up about it.
Don't gatekeep hot weather. Fuck off.
Don't gatekeep hot weather with your dry and humid things.
Anyway, it is really uncomfortable now.
That
here.
fucking sucks. Yeah, no, I've been waiting for it to get sunny here, and instead it started raining, and more raining.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
It's real good shit. The way that we play the Am I the Asshole is that we present a title of an Am I the Asshole post on Reddit, and then we judge whether they are the asshole or not the asshole before actually reading the post, and then we go back and realize that we're usually wrong.
Nah, I think we've been pretty spot on.
Sometimes. There's been a couple funky
50-50.
ones.
50-50. I'll give it 50-50.
Yeah. I wouldn't say we're good at this, and I wouldn't say we're bad at this. 50-50.
Well, I think this is the thing you want to be bad at.
You want to go first, or
I can go first. Yes.
Go forth.
Reminder that a couple of these I haven't always unbookmarked them, so I don't know which ones I've done or not.
Yeah, I started running into that.
Them as I do them, but
we should maybe like write down the titles, because I also started running into that problem where I read one and I was like, oh, thank God this title's really obvious, because I've definitely read that one before. But if it was something a little less memorable, I might fucking forget. Yeah.
Music recommendations too is another thing we should
Yes.
start archiving.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. I was like, I know I need to start writing all of mine down so I don't repeat it.
Brit's memory is better than mine at least, so there's that. Am I the asshole for having a dry wedding and serving only water for drinks?
Only water?
Yes.
Look, I'm gonna go with you're the asshole.
Absolutely,
Dry
I
wedding
agree.
is fine, but if you're serving only water, look, I'm not saying I would go, but if you're but if I'm an alcoholic and I want to have my wedding, I would probably make it a non-alcoholic wedding. But yeah, only water kind of sucks ass. At least let me have lemonade if I'm gonna be
Yeah.
sober.
Coming from somebody who's had an extravagant wedding, Jesus Christ, it was a big wedding, a lot of people. I hated it. I got to do nothing. I stood in a field for like 4 hours taking
That's the
pictures. It was
best part
awful.
about your wedding. Gamage
Everybody else
hates.
had the fucking time of their
If you
life.
could pick the thing that Gamage hates the most, it would be dress him up in a suit and stand him in a windy field for 4 hours. That's like picture perfect, ruin Gamage's day.
Like these are gonna be great photos. They all look like shit because I'm in a fucking windy field. What do you want?
No, you look very majestic. You look like you could be in a hair care
Sure.
commercial.
I mean, to be fair, the photos of our wedding are still used on the website of that venue, which I'm not gonna name, but like they're used
Yeah,
as advertising.
because your guys' wedding looked fucking
It
baller.
it did. It was extravagant, but knowing that, look, your wedding, you can think of it as your special day, but realistically, it's a party celebrating you for everyone else.
Yeah.
This is for every like all of the people, your friends and family coming are it's their party to celebrate you. They are worshiping you in essence. They need their own supplies, and booze
They need
or
their
even
own
lemonade
supply.
is one of those.
I want if a
I
wedding
remember
is a
I remember like
party.
at the when I got back from doing the photos, I like got in and somebody's just like, "Hey, they said that you won't let them serve beer yet cuz like I had beer brought in and they were waiting for me to give the okay to give beer out or something." I forgot what it was, but like I had to go over and be like, "Oh, hey, give everybody beer, please."
Let the people be drunk. You should have worn a crown at your wedding and just decreed things. Look, if a wedding is basically people worshiping you and your spouse, like your soon to be now spouse, I think I'm gonna ask for sacrifices. Wait, fuck, that's just wedding gifts, isn't it?
Yeah, man.
Oh fuck, damn. I wanted like someone to bring me a goat. I don't want them to kill the goat. I just want to have a goat at my wedding.
Dude, it's the unexpected wedding gifts that I loved. I got there was one wedding gift that we got where it was like a tote bag, and because we got all the gifts on the table and we took them home, and I opened it up and it was 5 Simpsons dolls, like the entire cast of the Simpsons, just the dolls from like 1990 Burger King collection or some shit. I don't know what they were from, but I have them.
Could you elaborate on, you don't have to name names, but just like
I
what extension of family member? Like how many
girl,
times removed? Like is it like a
Girl, I don't
sibling?
know. That's the thing. That's what I'm
there
saying.
was
Is
there was
there
no
was no
name.
name, no name.
Someone
I could
just
tell
said,
you. I could tell you for sure. It was on Brittany's side. It wasn't on my side.
"Well, you only had 3 people there and one of them was me." I'm imagining someone in their car going, "Oh fuck, the wedding's today. Well, I was going to give these to Goodwill, but I guess I'll just repackage them."
Well, they're like limited edition. Like they're loose dolls, but they're like I don't know. I
They're
forget what they're
loose.
from,
They
but they
never
are.
learned morals. Just on the street
It's
corner
just a
all
weird
day.
gift, and honestly, I think I appreciate that more than the expensive ones. We have an idea of who we believe it is, but
I love
like
that.
somebody on Britney's side.
We we've done some Sherlock Holmesing and we think we may know the culprit, but oh, that's funny.
Yeah, Brittany says we have a Blento confirm.
Uh, a what?
She said we think it's my distant cousin, but we have not been a Blento confirm. Oh, I think she misspelled able to.
It took me so in my brain I could not figure out what fucking words that was supposed to be. All right, what's the context?
So basically, my husband and I are getting married later this year. Each of our
Does it
sides
say
of the
so
family.
basically?
What?
Does it start with so basically?
Yeah, it says, okay, so basically. You need to let me finish?
Are you that's a weird way to start with my husband and I are getting married. So basically, my husband and I are getting married. Okay.
Yeah, it's a dumb speech thing that people do where they're like, so essentially, I do it too, where I'm like, essentially, and then I give all the facts, and
But that
it's
makes more
not used
sense than
correctly.
being like, basically, I applied for a job, but this makes no sense in context because I did not describe the complicated version first. I just started with the simplicity.
I mean that is kind of used correctly. Is like basically this. You don't need to provide context because you've dumbed it down
I
to
suppose.
raw form.
All right, fine. Just continue reading. So basically, they're getting married.
Each of our sides of the family are fairly big. It will be around 100 to 150 people total. Ha, mine is like 300. Suck my dick. My husband and I are paying. I didn't know 150 of them. Or sorry, I didn't know. I only knew like
285 of them.
I knew 20 people.
Oh, I was close with 285.
Like I had to really like dig deep to get people on my side of the fucking
Brittany's
wedding.
family is prolific breeders.
Yeah, they don't believe in condoms. Anyway, my husband and I are paying for this all ourselves, as well as my grandma, who said she doesn't care one way or another on this issue. She just loves weddings. So it doesn't sound like you are paying for it all yourselves.
Yeah.
We have a lot of kids in our family, so we decided to make it child free. Sure.
We
We
have
did
a lot
decide
of
to make
kids
it
in our
dry.
family, so we decided no lemonade.
Like, I kind of get child free weddings. I mean, it depends on how many children are in the family. Like, if you have an overwhelming number of children, you might want to just let it happen. Because now nobody's going to be to your wedding because everybody needs to get a babysitter.
No, see, that's the best way to only get the gifts and then not have to deal with the peopling.
What you got to do is give a warning out. Like, you can bring a child to my wedding. I wouldn't recommend it. I'm going to be saying some fucked up shit on that altar. I will be referencing goatee tearing the asshole apart. It's going to be all over the place. You cannot be mad at me when your child picks up some colorful language.
I am purposely going to curse out your child specifically, so I definitely wouldn't invite them.
So there will be no alcohol of any kind at our wedding. Honestly, this doesn't have anything to do with there being kids there, but due to the fact that my fiance and I don't drink, this person sucks at typing.
Yeah,
The
do.
kids had nothing to do with anything. Honestly, this doesn't have anything to do with there being kids there, but due to the fact that my fiance and I don't drink. Period. That's a sentence. Nothing against people who do, it's just not for us and we don't want to. Period. On top of that, we only really drink water. Period. We rarely, if ever, drink soda, so most of the time it's only water with the occasional juice and milk. We don't even drink coffee. Okay, you can have those other things.
You're like this lady at my work who got fired. She didn't carry pickles to put on burgers because she didn't like pickles. Even though every other fucking person who ordered a burger was like, "Where are my pickles?"
I was watching this cooking show or something where it was talking about food trucks, and it was one about like a hot dog place, and they were talking about how they don't believe in having ketchup on their hot dogs or something. Like, it was Chicago because they really stick their noses up at it. But they have ketchup out all the time at all the dispensers because you're not the fucking customer.
Yeah. Are you buying all of your product?
People need to have the option too. You can't be like, well, I only drink water, so there's going to be no water at my wedding. How do you feel about vegan weddings? Because, like, this kind of toes the line of being that, where it's like, well, we're vegan, so we're not having any meat at our wedding.
I don't know. So that one doesn't really irk
It's
me
kind of the
because,
same as this.
like, to some degree, yeah, but I don't know. The vegan one's slightly different for me because it's like food is food is food, and as long as it tastes good, I don't really care.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really care if I have an entirely plant-based meal that doesn't happen to have cheese on it. If it's
I mean, I'm
like
with you.
we're gonna only have Impossible burgers, and so you have to have this not burger. I think it would be kind of weird, like if you're intentionally doing substitutes like that, as opposed to it's just a plant-based meal over rice or something. I don't think that'd be that weird. But just water as a beverage?
Yeah, no
It's a
juice, no
dick
milk.
move.
So obviously the food, which is a part my grandma is not paying for, is going to be expensive for that many people. We are having our wedding catered, so
So
everyone will
we
have a.
cut the costs on the lemonade? You can get mixed in powder.
You are incapable of leaving this lemonade behind.
Well, it's just the only
There's
example in
other
my head.
drinks, girl.
Yes,
There's
no, I know. It's
soda.
just the only thing in my head that's like, if you intentionally had a dry wedding because there's a bunch of fucking children and you guys don't really drink, lemonade seems like the next option on there. I was just getting stuck
Yeah,
on
yeah, yeah.
one because I'm not going to list all of the options.
We are having our wedding catered, so everyone will have a good choice of food to choose from, but to drink only water will be provided. But to drink only water will be provided. Fuck.
You're so bad at typing.
Nobody took an English class. It's hard to read because like I'll read it and then I'm like, well, that didn't sound right. Go back and reread it, and then
Nope, that is how they punctuated it. It does not sound
That's-
right, but that is not my fault.
we don't want to have to pay for alcohol or soda. It's just a large added expense when we can just do filtered water for much cheaper cost. Well,
They
when family and
base-
friends found out being well, when family and friends found out being got angry,
Oh my god.
fuck off. Some didn't really care, but some are really upset about it. Some saying that I can just have an open bar so I don't have to pay for drinks. Open bars are fucking expensive. I'll tell you that right now. I think our bill is like $10,000.
For an open
However,
bar?
what?
Just for an open bar that people pay for?
Well, open bar is free drinks.
Oh, I think she means a closed bar then.
I'm sure you're right, but
Yeah. Cuz
but
no,
I
like
understand that. Even having a closed bar, because like you're providing a license for it.
yeah, so you do still have to pay for that. I
It
forgot
is.
about
Yeah, it's really expensive. I know that the venue we decided, they comped our bar tab simply because they just bought half of our decorations to use for future weddings.
Yeah,
Again,
to give you
extravagant
guys
wedding.
a frame of
I'm not an
reference.
extravagant, ornate person.
To give you guys a frame of reference, if you've ever watched the Twilight film where they get married, that's basically what Brittany and Gamage's wedding looked like, and I'm not exaggerating at all. It
It
was equally
was
majestic without all of the weird
it was
hullabaloo.
certainly by design.
It was very pretty. It was gorgeous.
Sure.
I had a good time.
We could, but still have to pay for the bartender, and we just really don't want to bother with alcohol there. Or we should at least have soda, because how can we expect everyone to drink only water? The kids will be upset, the wedding will be boring, that this is not how weddings work, etc.
The kids can't even get a sugar high on a Coca-Cola.
Yeah, you're the asshole, man.
Yeah, dude, you fucking suck. If I show up to your wedding and there's literally water is my only option, that's just kind of an ass move.
Like filtered water. It's a fucking jug from the sink.
So basically, they filled a pitcher at the sink. And that is what you are providing me with, which means you spent $0 and you only bought the food. That would be an ass party to go to. If your friend invited you to a house party and that was what happened, you'd be like, oh, this is all right.
Yeah, they're assholes. I mean, there can be like, so with the context of, or without context, like, am I the asshole for not having alcohol at my wedding? You could argue some like, well, I'm a recovered alcoholic and people know that.
Yeah, that
Or
part's fine. It's just, dude, if you're not going to have alcohol, at least have other drink options that people can enjoy.
like lemonade. Delicious
Yes.
lemonade.
I don't know why you're so stuck on this lemonade damage. When life gives you lemons, sometimes you can just leave them there. You don't have to always be turning them into lemonade.
When life gives you lemon, leave them behind. They're not invited to the wedding.
Yes, they're not allowed to come because only water can attend.
Well, that one was fun. Next.
Okay. Are you ready?
No.
Oh, too bad. Am I the asshole for
Oh,
forcing my son to buy a more, quote, appropriate, end quote, swimsuit?
son?
Yes.
Hum. I'm going to say not the asshole because I feel like there's going to be some weird context of like, there's going to be something in there that's like, hold on, like red flag. If it ends up being like the son wants a girl's bathing suit and the guy's just a dick, then I'm wrong. But I feel like it's going to be something deeper than that. Go.
Okay. This happened about a week ago, but wanted to ask. My wife and our Jesus. My wife and I
I
and
know.
our son
Fucking
Jax. It's so hard to read.
Reddit has like
Ugh.
no fucking there's a low bar to post on Reddit.
Well, and the problem is when you read shit in your head, you automatically filter through a lot of this crap, but the second you start reading out loud, it's like, "Oh, Jesus, we're on a roller coaster now."
Well, no, it's
My
not that because like sure, like we might not be great public speakers. That's why we have a podcast, but it's the fact that we're reading these word for word, and these people just suck at writing.
No, that's what I mean though. Is like if I'm reading this
Yes,
in my head while I'm
yes,
scrolling, I can
yes.
skip over your shenanigans. If I'm reading it out loud and
I
yeah,
see. I
and I'm
see.
not filtering it intentionally, it is like, "Oh my god, my brain can't handle this."
It's like that dumb thing that everybody reposts on Facebook where all like the letters are jumbled and it's like, if you can read this, then your brain is brilliant. Humans are good. And it's like numbers and it's leet speak, but it's
Yeah,
stupid.
it's fucking dumb and it doesn't make you brilliant.
Please
It
stop
just means you're a
sharing it.
human being that knows how to read.
All right. Give me context.
My wife and I and our son Jax, who is 18, went on a week-long Caribbean cruise right after his school ended. Jax is a great kid. Oh Jesus. Jax is a great kid. He seems to have a confidence issue, as in too much confidence. LOL. I've never seen anything like it. He's the most self-assured guy in the world. It's not unfounded. He's great looking and athletic and definitely a quote Mr. Personality type, but still
But
a bit goes but still a bit goes a long way. I don't know what the fuck that means. Um he's also something of an exhibitionist, I think, which brings us to the problem.
wait.
Usually he's so charming it seems harmless and he gets away with it, but in this case not so. We
Now,
arrive on
exhibitionist means it's a multi definition word, but are you saying that your son likes to flash his junk to people? Because that's
Yeah, I
where
think
I'm
that's where we're
landing.
getting at. We arrive on
I
the ship and set sail, and Jax gets ready to head to one of the pools for the first time. Let's just say his swimsuit was not appropriate at all. Definitely a flaunt it type of suit. I told him to put on something else. He had nothing. This kid has packed nothing but those for a week-long cruise. What was he
is it a
thinking?
what
Oh,
was the
sorry.
bathing suit again?
Hold on. There's a picture that I meant to hit send as I started reading this.
It's like a banana hammock.
The
Give me
blue one
banana
is what he
hammock.
got. We will post this on our Instagram because this is priceless.
I
It's
think,
basically a Speedo, but it's a Speedo that's like mesh. So the second it gets wet and starts sticking to your skin, it is entirely
but
see-through.
it's further than that too because like the package portion of it is not see through, but like it's thin enough to where like you can't see it with these angles, but the dick pushes it out, creating a
Yeah.
dick cleavage.
Uh-huh. And it's like it doesn't look like it's tight enough to actually hold your junk in. Like if you look at the very front, it's kind of like you said, it's making dick cleavage where it's like if you look straight down, you're looking at some junk. I told him to put on something else. He had nothing. This kid had packed nothing but those for a week-long cruise. I
I
told
get
him
it.
he had to go to one of the onboard stores and buy something else. He protested. I won. He went to a store and came back and got ready to go again. But he had bought another Speedo style suit, which is a lot better than what he had before, but still not appropriate. What the fuck? Why? And of course he couldn't return a swimsuit. I told him to go back and buy a proper suit like trunks or board shorts or whatever, which he reluctantly did. He whined about it, begged to wear his original, but I said no. As I said, I have to admire his confidence, as he would have no issue being at the pool like that and will chat up girls all day long. But there's a time and a place.
Is this the mother or the father? I forgot that part.
This is the dad, and also he
That's
made
kind of
the
weird.
kid pay for these bathing suits. He didn't pay
Which,
for
by the
them.
way, if you've ever been on a cruise, that is $100
Oh
for
yeah,
that piece
no,
of
the
fabric.
next line is he was mad at
Minimum.
me and said I made him waste $100+ because he bought 2 bathing suits.
um,
No,
I'm gonna say you're an asshole.
I would say
You're
you're
an
an asshole because he's 18.
He's 18. This is the party phase of his life. He wants to get out. He's on a Caribbean cruise. 18. Like there's no prime time to like get out and get some strange trim. Is that what the kids are calling it?
Sure.
Strange trim?
Sure.
Trimming strange? Is that
Trimming, yeah, that's what it
that
is.
political?
Is that what you do at work? I trim strange.
um
Can you
Yeah,
start telling people
yeah.
that when they ask you what you do? I trim strange bush. I think that'd be
Fact
so
checker
funny.
said something about 18.
Yeah,
Is
that's how
18?
old he is. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's essentially it. He's 18. He's an adult. You're an asshole.
Yeah, he's an
You
adult
don't get
that
to
you
tell an
chose to bring on vacation.
It's the equivalent of getting mad at your daughter for having a two-piece. Like, no, I don't believe in your sexuality, and
Well,
that's not okay.
And you could call like a middle ground with the first one of it being kind of see-through or something if you have like other family going on this trip or something, but that's not what this context is.
Yeah,
And then you also got mad at him when he bought another Speedo that
yeah,
wasn't see-through, which just means you're a prude
yeah.
and a twat.
Well, yeah. Like the second that he came back with like let's say a work safe banana hammock of sorts, and you got mad, it's not that you were mad that it's inappropriate. You were mad that it is in defiance of what you commanded.
Yeah.
Like, because that's what it is. It's, well, I got what I was gonna wear before, but it's safe now, and it's just like, well, no, because you're just spitting in my face. You're an asshole through and through.
Yep.
Next,
Yoop, 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 yoop. Go for it. You're up.
wow, there's a theme here. Am I the asshole for banning alcohol from Christmas?
Did you read this one?
Did I?
I don't know. I feel like we talked about a bunch of holiday ones is the only reason I said that. Fuck it, just keep going.
Yeah.
Yes, because I need to get intoxicated to enjoy a family holiday. Family is hard.
I mean, if like, okay, so if Brittany's family decides like we're gonna have a Christmas party, but there's no alcohol because we're prude Christians, then I'd be like, okay, those are your rules. I'm not going,
Yeah.
but those are your rules.
Banning kind of makes it sound like it used to be allowed and now it's not. I don't know if that's accurate for this situation, but that's kind of how it's hitting my ears.
I mean, without context, I would say not the asshole. You banned alcohol, and it's like fine. People are free to just not come. I wouldn't. It sounds like you suck. But I wouldn't say you're an
Sounds
asshole.
like I
for
don't
this.
want to be there.
It
Yeah.
sounds like you're an asshole for deeper issues than this, but like this definitely wouldn't be untertifying the cake.
It sounds like you're an asshole because you think Jesus is a twink.
Yes.
All right, what's the context? I would go with not the asshole also.
All right. My husband's family likes to drink. I feel like I did read this one, but fuck it. We're doing it anyway. Speed run it.
It's not
Every
like you
holiday
guys
includes-
remember, okay?
I certainly don't. Every holiday includes multiple bottles of wine/cocktails. I hate drinking. I have never drank. My father was an alcoholic. I think it's childish if you can't have fun without drinking. That it's one whole sentence, no punctuation, no comma, no semicolons, fucking nothing. Just a prayer and one period. This year, I'm hosting Christmas for a change. I decided since it's at my house, no alcohol allowed. We are all getting older and it's time to grow up. No punctuation. My husband's sister called to ask what she could bring, period. She saw a recipe for Christmas martini that she wanted to bring. I told her about my no alcohol rule. She didn't say much, but must have told the rest of the family. Some of them started texting me asking if I was serious, saying that it is lame, but I'm not budging. Now, it turns out my husband's sister is holding an alternate gathering that almost everyone is choosing to go to instead. I read this one before. I definitely did. Everybody's
Yeah, I
choosing
think
to go
so.
to instead. It's so disrespectful, all because
Her gathering sounds
they would
cooler.
have to spend one day sober. It's so disrespectful, all because they would have to spend one day sober. Bitch, you need to spend a day sober before you type this out. Holy shit.
What
I did
crack are you on?
I did totally read this before, and I think we agreed. Yeah, you're may not be an asshole for doing this, but you're clearly pushing people away, and you're an asshole for getting upset that everybody decides, well, we're gonna go to the alternative. See, that's how a not ours, but a healthy, functional capitalistic society works. Is that if you provide a service and maybe you spend too much, if you charge too much, or you're not providing a specific service, people are gonna go to the competitor, be it McDonald's or Burger King. They might have alcohol there now. It's been a while. But the fact is you're an asshole for other reasons. Maybe not specifically for banning alcohol from Christmas, but everything else. I'm glad we were able to touch on this one again so I could unfavorite it. Be off my list, please.
I like the way that you said that. I'm glad we were able to touch on this again so I can unfavor it. This was good for me. Fuck you. Am I the asshole for not warning my wife about my ass rag? I've really tried to say that without laughing.
I think yes.
Is that your final answer?
I mean, no, I'm gonna say not the asshole because everything like washcloths in the shower are clean and like by golly, it's used all over your body. Honestly, if you see a random washcloth in your boyfriend's shower, you can't put that on your face, which is what I'm guessing is going to happen, and be like, "Oh no, this is on your body."
Well, this is his wife, though.
Oh yeah, it's been there for a while, girl.
Like, I feel like if we're
You've
working
been
off your
around.
context, then she should know it's an ass rag, you know? But yeah, you know what? Now that you've said that, in the context of like, if it's your girlfriend or like someone coming over for the first time and you don't go like, Don't use that, that's for my butt," then I feel like, yeah, you'd be an asshole, but it says wife, which means you should really know what this guy does in the shower or how he's using an ass rag, wherever it may be.
But I can't imagine that it's a rag exclusively for the butt.
I don't know. Do you want to
Like
find
it's
out?
washcloths are like for your whole body, including
Yeah, but if
your
he's
asshole.
calling it
But
an ass rag, that means I feel like in his head he has
oh,
labeled it.
is this like a wiping like he has a bidet but he has like a rag that he uses to
That's
dry,
that's kind of what I'm thinking.
which is something that some people with bidets use, and I can't get behind that. No,
That's the only thing that I can think of is that it would be like a
not
you
okay.
bidet your butt and then you wipe it with your ass rag. In which case, yes, you should inform someone, but
And you hang it
if
next to your like hand towels by the sink. Fuck off.
I actually hang it closer to the sink. It's cleaner over there. But like again, I refer back to if it's his wife, I feel like she should fucking know what he does in his bathroom routine, regardless of how weird or gross it is. Am I the asshole for not warning my wife about my ass rag? Okay, context. My wife is weird about butt stuff. I'm not talking about sexual butt stuff. That's obviously personal and up to the individual. I mean her unwillingness to acknowledge that anything comes out of butts or that people even have buttholes. This person's actually good at punctuation. When we bought our house, I wanted to install a bidet. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh my god, I called it.
Yeah, you did. I wanted to install a bidet, but my wife was against it. I told her she doesn't have to use it, but she said just seeing it would gross her out. Girl, what the fuck? I mentioned not feeling clean just from wiping with paper, and she didn't understand. Not everyone has naturally hairy assholes that barely require wiping. She asked if I could find an alternative. I said I could use wet wipes, but they're not flushable. None of them are, by the way. So they'd have to go in the trash. She didn't like the idea of poopy things in the trash can and told me to figure something else out that she didn't have to know about. So on to my ass rag. Oh God. Oh no. Hold on. The last paragraph was that she didn't want a bidet, so to figure something else out, and then wet wipes and figure something else out, and now we've moved on to ass rag? Oh, I'm terrified. On to my ass rag. I took an old towel, tore it up, and installed a discreet hook behind the toilet to hang the rag. It's completely hidden. The way our bathroom is set up, we only
Okay,
have one.
stop.
Yeah, what?
So, okay, this bitch, she like I need a rag to put on my face. Oh, what's this behind the toilet? I'll use that. Shut up.
Oh my
Go
God.
on. I
Also,
apologize.
also, a bidet would gross me out. Well, I could wet wipe my butt and put it in the trash. No, wet wiping your butt would gross me out. Do something else. Let me get a shit towel. Let me get a poop towel that I rub my butt with. Okay, I took an old towel, tore it up, installed a discreet hook behind the toilet to hang the rag. It's completely hidden. Also, how? There's no explanation of how, but sure. The way our bathroom is set up, we only have one. The sink is right next to the toilet, so I'm able to wet the rag, clean up, wash it in the sink. You're not washing it hard enough. Hang it
Yo,
back up, swap it out a couple times a week. Gross? Maybe. The answer is
yeah,
yes, sir. It is indeed gross that you
it's
wipe your
awful.
ass with a wet towel and then you think just kind of like rubbing it around with some soapy water in the
Now,
sink is fine.
your wife is dumb and stupid and gross and has fucking weird issues of her own, but what the fuck are you doing?
Oh my God, it's about to get better. I just read
I
the
don't think
first sentence of the next paragraph. Oh God. Okay, you ready? Gross. Maybe? But I figured that's my business since my wife did not want to hear about my butthole cleaning habits. Recently, my wife and I were showering together and she forgot to bring in a washcloth for herself. I don't use one. I use a Cecil pouch with bar soap. I offered to
okay.
hop out and grab her a washcloth, but she said, "No, don't worry about it. I'll just use yours," and reached for my ass rag. I said, "You don't want to use that." She asked why. I said, "Just trust me." She kept pushing. I came clean about my ass rag. She was horrified, started dry heaving, kicked me out of the shower. Apparently, she had been using it as a washcloth for years. Whenever she forgot hers, which is often, she's been cleaning her body with his dirty butthole rag.
Everybody in this is an awful person and should be held to the extreme extent of the law.
What I don't get is how she thought that was my washcloth because A, it's hidden behind the frickin' toilet. B, she knows I don't use a washcloth. We got into an argument. From my perspective, it was obvious that my ass rag wasn't a washcloth. All bets are off when you use someone
Sh-
else's shit without asking. And her butthole hang up is interfering with my personal hygiene.
You're not wrong, but you're also
But you're
wrong. You know
also
what I mean?
wrong. From her perspective, I violated a clear boundary that she set years ago, and I'm an overall gross person. Yes, you are. You are indeed.
You both violated natural boundaries.
Oh my
Both of you.
God.
Nothing here is okay. Like what you're doing is gross, and you shouldn't have that. But she also shouldn't be using fucking toilet floor rags
Can
that
we
she
just,
finds.
for a moment, hold on, for a moment, take into the context, I could use wet wipes and put them in the trash. No, that's gross. I don't want poopy wet wipes in our trash can that gets taken out regularly. Perfect. I'll hang a shitty towel on the wall. What? How is that the solution?
I mean, I, I don't know, man. I don't know why. I s- why can't you guys just get a bidet? You could even just get a hose one, so it's like not even like
Just
a full thing.
of all the options here, getting a bidet and her sometimes thinking about a butthole, significantly better then shit wipes in the toilet, or a shit towel hanging on the wall.
I mean, like every level down to, well, I'll just get a secret rag that'll hang behind
It's
the toilet.
insanity. It's psychotic.
But also, no, it's also like how she's just like, ew, you mean this rag that I've been using that's just been sitting behind your toilet?
Yeah, that is well, that's why
That's a gross thing.
when he
What do you
said
mean?
it's completely hidden, I'm like, there's no fucking way. Like, what do you
It's
mean
not
it's
hidden enough.
completely hidden? Yeah, because if there's a rag hanging straight up behind the toilet, she's probably not going to reach back and grab it. So
But
where is it
apparently she
hanging
is.
adjacent to the No, I have to believe that it's adjacent to the toilet somehow. I don't understand how we got from bidet to wet wipes to, well, the solution is to hang my shit towel on the wall.
Kind of
Like,
reminds me of the poop knife incident.
how the fuck? I don't know. I don't think so.
I think everybody here sucks.
I think this is worse. I think you should have
Worse
just
than a
gotten
poop
the
knife?
fucking bidet and told her to get over it, because that's a significantly better middle ground than I wipe my ass with this towel and I hang it
Especially
on
like
the wall.
a bidet is optional. You don't have to use the
Yeah, she
bidet.
doesn't have to
Oh
use
well, I
it.
don't want to think about buttholes. Like, what the
Well,
fuck
cool.
are you?
Don't look
You're
at the fucking
pooping. You're
control
thinking
panel.
about buttholes when you poop. What the fuck are you talking
Yeah, how do you
about?
not think about your own asshole while you're shitting?
Wife, you are crazy. You
Do you
need to
never
seek
have you
therapy.
never had Taco Bell?
I'm actually going to read the one that fact checker just sent me. Am I the asshole for being upset about my wife forcing me to compete with the dogs for food?
What?
I need to read that again.
Yeah,
Am I
one
the
more time.
asshole for being upset about my wife forcing me to compete with the dogs for food?
I would say no, and I'm really intrigued about the context of this. Because it makes me think you might be the asshole, but I'm like, in what fucking situation? I'm gonna go with not the asshole.
I'm going to go with not the asshole because he's upset about it. So it's definitely like a
Yeah.
perspective feeling kind of thing. I meal prep on Sundays so that I have food for a hot lunch during the week. I'll make a thing of turkey bacon, hard-boiled eggs, sauces of various types such as pesto, and will grill chicken breasts. That's an awful sounding lunch.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Turkey
What do you got,
bacon.
Mitch? Turkey bacon, hard-boiled eggs, and pesto sauce.
Yeah,
You know, to dip
turkey
the egg
bacon,
in.
eggs, and sauce? What the fuck? Have you
None of
tried
that
a
sounds good.
vegetable? Like, what the shit?
I'll then use these prepped ingredients to make wraps with various salad veg through the week. Jesus. Or we'll eat alongside a salad. So he is eating salads and vegetables,
Okay.
but
And but that's how you chose to get your
various salad
protein
veg.
was
Salad
turkey,
veg.
bacon, and egg with pesto.
I mean, sure, man. I'm throwing. I apologize. All of that stuff before is fine. You make things to make for your lunches. Cool.
You're just having a Cobb salad spread out.
It's
Like, what the fuck? Just say what it is.
that's 1,000% what's happening here.
Yeah. All right, continue. He's a douche. Got it.
I mean, meal prep isn't
I know.
a fucking.
I'm just kidding. I meal prepped all the time.
My wife and I have 2 dogs. They get a combination of prepackaged foods and stuff we cook at home. We are careful with the foods we prep for them and have gotten into the habit of avoiding things that dogs can't eat. When I prep my lunches, I make sure to communicate this to my wife. I always wind up in a situation where I have nothing to eat on Thursday lunch because I don't have time for breakfast. This means that I go hungry from dinner on Wednesday until Thursday night and then have to spend Thursday evenings prepping lunch for Friday. Man, why is your
What?
life complicated?
Hold on.
What some first world problems is this?
Wait. So this guy preps his meals and
On
then
Sunday.
the dogs eat it? So then he doesn't have lunch on Thursday and then he has to suffer through Thursday and then make his lunch for Friday? Am I following that correctly?
Yes.
Okay.
This means that I go hungry from dinner on Wednesday until Thursday night and then have to spend Thursday evenings prepping lunch on Friday again.
Okay.
I've tried making more. No matter how much I make, I always wind up in this situation. I've asked my wife to not give the dogs the food I make for my lunches. She has agreed, but then done this anyway for various reasons. Done this anyway. Bro.
What the fuck do you and your wife do for a living that she can just feed your meal preps to your dogs? I bought lunch today and was like, shouldn't have done that. Can't pay for my next bills.
Imagine just like if Brittany started feeding the cats my liquid death for water instead of
Yeah, like what the expensive uptick
Bitch,
on
what?
that is insane. Like what the fuck? Why is your wife like, "Aw, Snowball looks sad today. Let me give her an egg, pesto, turkey bacon, and salad greens for this deconstructed Cobb salad."
she would say, I needed something to give them quickly. I didn't have time to make them something else, or it was just this once. Apparently not. This week, I made kielbasa on Sunday with braised cabbage. I made enough for 5 lunches. I ate it for lunch yesterday. 2 hours ago, I went to the fridge to eat between meetings, and there was only a single wedge of cabbage left. Everything else was gone. So I trusted my wife. Is that even a word?
Yeah, how is that spelled?
Trested. It's like trusted or tested. I can't. Either one could maybe work here.
All right, continue. Maybe we can figure it out from context.
I trusted my wife asking about it.
Maybe
What?
tested?
That didn't help at
my
all.
wife asking about it? Well, what's the rest?
It all went to the dogs. All of it. My entire week's worth of lunches. And because it's Tuesday, I work later and won't have the opportunity to eat until sometime after 8 p.m. or 26.5 hours after finishing my last meal. That's an odd...
Why didn't you eat breakfast if you meal prep this much?
Like, okay, I fast and I don't eat breakfast at all. I eat lunch and dinner.
Yeah,
so,
fair enough.
And
Your wife's not a psychopath, though.
No, my lunch prep is just hummus and carrots. That's all I need, man.
If my significant other was giving my food to the dogs all the time, I probably would have started eating breakfast by now.
Oh, the wife for sure sucks in this.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck is your problem?
No, the wife's... first of all, how do you guys not have like a default food for your dogs? Like, don't get me wrong. If I had all the money in the world, I'd probably meal prep my dog's fucking meals too.
Sure.
But it wouldn't be my food.
Yeah.
She would have her own meal prep.
Also, she was feeding the dog braised cabbage?
Yeah, like what? Oh, again, like what seasonings is going on all of this? Because dogs aren't supposed to have seasonings.
Okay.
There's a lot of fucking questions here.
I figured it out. I got to the bottom of it. She's fucking somebody else, and he's eating the food.
Ha! That would make
is the
way
only
more
explanation.
sense. That would make way more sense.
Oh yeah, I gave the cabbage to the dogs. Sorry,
yeah,
it was
they
just this once.
Snowball loves braised cabbage. She just loves it. Yeah, that is literally the only explanation that makes any fucking sense. He works from home. Does she just sneak him in when he's in a meeting?
What's happening is she's getting the DoorDash guy to bring actual dog food and then giving him everything else and also banging him. That's happening.
Do you think she's eating the meal preps? Has that been explored as an option?
As some kind of resentment thing here, like, I got married way too young. Oh no, I gave it to the dog. Sorry. You wanted them to starve?
That, or like
bitch.
one time long ago, she ate his meal prep and he got super pissed off. So now she's like, yes, the dogs. They just open the fridge, they open the Tupperware, and then they eat it. It's crazy. They're very talented.
Am I the asshole? I'm going to say no. But you are weird, man.
No, you're weird. Your wife is weirder.
There's some shit going on.
Yeah,
your wife's cheating on you too, by the way. Sorry.
Your wife's either cheating on you or you have a very hungry poltergeist that does not like you.
The top comment, bro, there's no way your dogs are eating like this without the worst gas and diarrhea. Your wife is eating the food, full stop.
Fuck? What are the other comments? I'm intrigued. Does somebody else think?
OP would know if their dog ate the cabbage or not. The whole country would.
Yeah, it would smell terrible.
You make your lunches and your wife feeds them to the dogs? Okay, you're not the asshole, but what's going on with your house?
Yes. Again, I refer back to what job do you have that you cannot type correctly, but this is your income? You a butterfly therapist? Like, what the fuck home fucking house
What
hunter
the fuck
shit
is
is
that?
this? This is one of the funniest things I think we've ever read. I am so thoroughly intrigued by this.
I mean, the wife is probably eating the food and then just blaming it on the dogs. Or,
No,
like I said,
a hundred
giving it to the
percent.
FedEx
But
guy.
how have you not come to the conclusion that like your wife or another fucking human being is eating this? There's no way that there's just no way that your dogs are A, eating this food and you're just fine with that, and
Yeah.
B, they're not immediately having the grossest fucking farts. Like, what the fuck? None of this makes
So
any
it's a
sense.
weird dynamic in that house. All right,
I
you
want to
hit
be a
you hit.
fly on the wall in that house for like a week.
You'll die in the first day
And no, I
from
think
the
I'd be
farts,
very
dog
entertained
farts.
because I agree with you. She's either fucking the FedEx guy and she gives him lunch every day when he
I
shows
thought you were
up
about
on
to say
his route.
fucking the dog.
Sure, that too. I don't know. If they're feeding the dog that, I wouldn't put it past them. That or she fucking hate. Does it say their age in this post at all?
I have already closed it, but I can pull it back up.
Because I'm curious. Because if it was like a young marriage,
It doesn't.
maybe she does fucking hate him. I don't know. And
It
she
doesn't
just
say
eats his
ages at
lunch out of
all.
spite.
It doesn't say ages at all or how long they've been together.
Crucial information.
I know. All right, your turn.
Am I the asshole for ordering dessert at dinner?
I'm definitely gonna need some context. I'm going to
This is all
immediately
you get.
saying no because you could totally do that. But I know that sometimes you'll after dinner's over and they're like, "Oh, you want anything else tonight?" And you'll be like, "Can I have that complicated thing that takes you 30 minutes to make, please?" You're kind of the asshole at that point. But at the same time, everybody else could be like, "Okay, well, you enjoy that. We're leaving. Have a good night."
Also, like, I don't know, what dinner are you going to that I guess it depends on what it is. I was thinking like a friend dinner where I wouldn't really care about sitting down, hanging out, and like having a drink for an hour while somebody's weird dessert is made. But no,
That's just one.
if it's
It's like
like
scenario
family
too. It
and
might not
or
even
it's
be the case.
awkward, yeah, I know. That's why I was like, I guess I can't go off that form of knowledge. I would say not the asshole, but if you're asking, I'm concerned.
Oh, flick me the deets.
All right, I, 37 male, was out to dinner with a few of my friends named John, who's 36 male, and his wife Eliza, 33 female, along with my sister Tara, 38 female, and her husband Matt, 41 male. This past Sunday. They also included the date for Sunday, but I'm not going to read that because that's silly. A
You already
few
gave
months,
as everybody ages and their street address and their birth
1022.
dates and
I know. I was
their
like, why
full
are we
fucking
so
name.
thorough? Is this your first post ever?
And all of a sudden, like, oh, here's where I'm drawing the line is no date.
A few months ago, and then you start switching to what the fuck? Okay, I'm sorry. They switched John to Jay. A few months ago, John reached out to everyone proposing we get together as we hadn't had time since, oh my god. Sorry, the name switching versus letters is really obnoxious. We hadn't had time since John and Eliza had their first kid about 2 years ago. We started planning in August and went to okay, so it's October. They started planning this in August and went
Ah,
to
but they won't tell you the date.
no, they will, 1022. Not what day in August, though. That's a crucial information that was left out. So obviously you're an asshole. All right, so they went to this French place that was difficult to get a reservation for. Everyone was able to make it, and we were all ready to have a great night. Now, I want to make it known I'm a very big guy. I weigh about 126 kilograms. Fact checker, can you figure that out in pounds? So that inevitably
That's like 350.
that inevitably means I'm going to eat a lot. When we get to our seats, I asked the waiter what accommodation they had for a bigger person as they tried to squeeze us into a corner where we could not all fit. I had a feeling everyone was slightly annoyed with me as we had to wait another 30 minutes to get a regular table to open up. I mean, yes, I understand, but this is a common theme when I go out to eat. I did mention it beforehand, so I'm not quite sure what the glares were for.
I
Everything.
mean, you kind of making your thing everybody else's problem. Like I'm a little bit on the bigger side too, but I just fucking suck it up literally and just squeeze in. It's fine.
Yeah, like I don't know if you're sitting
But
in a
we're not even
corner
at dessert
area.
yet. We're not
Yeah,
even
we're
at
not even at the
appetizers.
crux of the fucking issue. We haven't even sat down. I feel like if you're sitting in like a corner, just like take the outer seat. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like airplane rules, man. You get leg room.
Yeah. Everything was fine once we got to our table for most of the evening. Eliza commented that she would like to get home for the sitter at some point and requested that we not take forever ordering wine, picking our food, and so on. Well, bitch, don't fucking go out. Nobody took
Yeah,
too long ordering the wine. Like, what do you mean don't take too long at the beginning of dinner? That's a weird comment.
it is.
Unless everybody's known for like, oh, we're gonna take an hour and a half to choose the wine and then another 30 minutes to choose the food. Who knows? This already seems like a weird group.
It
Nobody took
is.
too long ordering the wine, and there seemed to be a general implied consensus to let John and Eliza go home sooner rather than later. This was mildly annoying to me since we booked this night 2 months in advance. I would agree with that statement. I understand a young child, but there was plenty of time to prepare. I didn't even get a look at the wine. I didn't even get to look at the wine list for as long as I liked. This all makes you sound like a douche. I'm volleying back and forth between asshole and not an asshole right now. I have a massive sweet tooth, and this make place we're at the dessert finally. And this place makes the best souffle I've ever had. So when the server came to take
This
dinner
is the fucking
orders,
Family Guy skit. I swear to
I,
fucking God.
I
It actually
asked
is. I love the souffle. It's a 40-minute wait. That's okay.
I asked for the souffle right then, which I didn't think it was unreasonable to request at the time. Is the first comment gonna be that this is Family Guy?
It
Um,
is.
which I
Wait,
didn't
he
think.
asked for the souffle at the beginning of the ordering process because that's I think is okay.
Hold on. When the server came to take dinner orders, I asked for the souffle right then. Yeah, that's totally fine. Because like
I
30
feel
minutes
like
to have
that's
a meal
fine.
is
Yeah,
fine. Which I didn't think it was unreasonable to request it at that time since that gave them
sure.
time to make it. I ordered it with a coca which they make from scratch. I don't know if I pronounced that right. I was shocked to receive 4 glaring faces after ordering, and Matthew asked me to talk to him outside. Oh my God. Matthew told me I was being extremely inconsiderate, and even if we were planning this for a while, I needed to step aside. Having no kids of my own, this seemed irrational to me. I walked back in, sat down, and refused to look up from my phone for the rest of the evening out of protest. The souffle came right out as it was expected to, and John and Eliza were able to get home only 40 minutes later than they intended to. So why was everyone so frustrated with me? Tara and Matthew have told me they won't be going anywhere with me anytime soon, and didn't offer any sort of explanation. John won't return texts or calls, even though I've been explaining my side of the situation many times over.
I mean, you're not the asshole, but you're definitely a weird fellow. Like you definitely make everything kind of about you. You don't seem to like the red flag for me was definitely coming into the restaurant and being like, I can't sit there, I'm a bigger person, and making a big deal out of fucking nothing. But at the same time, your friends are assholes for A, planning to go out anywhere with kids and then being like, well, I gotta get home quickly to my kids. Like, then you should have planned better. Lack of
Yeah.
preparation on your end does not constitute an emergency on my end.
Yeah, and I refer back to the like if I don't like I wouldn't have started dinner with everybody else needs to hurry the fuck up so I can get home. But if
If
you
you
reached
plan the dinner and you're like and everybody and because of somebody else you're running like 2 hours late, sure. You could kind of say that like, hey, I don't have much time left on this babysitter, so we got a fucking motor.
Yeah, exactly. If your friends finished dinner and then they said something about the baby, I feel like that would have been absolved them of any of their assholishness. But I agree with you with the everyone sucks here because it's like, don't fucking plan a dinner for 2 months and start it with, all right, we all need to hurry the fuck up because I gotta get home to the babies. Like, don't come yet then. Also, they're 2. Like, it's fine. It's not like they're fucking 8 months old and you need to breastfeed when you get home or
Oh,
something.
bitch has postpartum. I don't know what to tell you.
Maybe. Also, to be fair though, from the description, I think maybe they just don't like him as a person.
Yeah, I mean, it
It
kind of sounded
sounds like
like,
he just kind of sounds like a douche. Like maybe they started with the don't take so long with the wine because he takes an hour and a half.
am I the asshole for thinking my friend who is usually the designated driver would be the designated driver?
Yeah, don't make assumptions, dog.
Yeah, when you assume you make an ass out of you and me.
Yeah, that do be how that phrasing goes.
I'm gonna say, yeah, you're with no
Yeah,
context. Yes, you're an
I would
asshole.
say you're an
Shouldn't
asshole too.
you can't go out and get drunk and be like, oh wait, I thought you were like nobody talked beforehand. At the same time, though, the person who's usually the designated driver should have said, hey, who's driving? Like, if I were known as being the designated driver and I were going out with friends, I would definitely be like, by the way, I'm not driving. Is somebody else gonna do that?
Yeah, it really depends on the context of if become such a regular thing that you're implicitly the designated driver and we've stopped having a conversation about it, then you need to announce, I am not DDing this evening. Y'all need to figure it the fuck out. If
Yeah,
it's like you've DD'd the past couple times through happenstance and now I'm just assuming, then like, nah,
yeah.
I'm kind of a dick. I should have asked. But
All right.
context.
What happened last night is rocking my friendship group, so I need to know if I'm in the wrong for this. My friend group consists of 3 girls: myself, 22 female, Liz, 23 female, and Leah, 22 female, fake name. First of all, why'd you make a fake name sound just like the other one? Liz, Leah, ugh.
Or did you only use one fake name? Because it's not fake names. It's
Yeah,
only
it's
one.
it's it's fake name next to one. We've been really close since freshman year of college, and we've always had the same dynamic when we go out. Liz and I like to get hammered, and Leah is the designated driver because she doesn't do drugs or drink. It's literally been like this since we were 18. Leah's birthday was recently, and Leah's birthday was recently, and we were all really busy to do anything special.
Wow. Were you
Ugh.
drunk when you wrote this?
This is happening like in the middle of
I I haven't come.
this
I'm
bitch isn't
still.
driving.
Look, I just got home from the Uber, and this bitch didn't drive me home.
Last minute, all 3 of us got invited to a kickback Leah's boyfriend's friend was hosting.
Which one's the sober one?
And
Because the names are so
Leah.
similar. Okay.
Leah is the designated driver whose birthday it is. Okay,
Okay.
so if it's their birthday, they're definitely not.
Also, if it's at
They're
their
not gonna
boyfriend's
drive.
house, I wouldn't fucking assume they're leaving.
Boyfriend's friend's house.
Oh, sorry. My apologies.
The friend told us to be there by 6, but Liz and I wanted to go around 8 because we didn't want to go to a party early. I should have realized what was going on because Leah's boyfriend kept texting her to drive over earlier and he would pay for an Uber to come get Liz and I later. I told Leah to just wait for us to get ready. Leah drove over and we arrived around 9 because we wanted to pick up some alcohol. I was so surprised and kind of embarrassed to find out the kickback was a surprise party for Leah organized by her boyfriend. I felt kind of bad because apparently the boyfriend was trying to get in contact with us to tell us about the party, but Liz and I had blocked his number prior to this whole thing because he dropped us as friends earlier this year.
What the fuck? There's so much unspoken context here, and I want to know all of it.
We're going to table that for now. But I feel like it's kind of important.
Just a little.
I feel like he should have tried harder to contact us so we could at least got her there on time and brought a present like everyone else. It's around 11 p.m. when Liz and I want to go because it's getting boring, and like usual, we are pretty wasted, so we go to find Leah. She's all over her man, and we say, excuse us, and tell her we want to leave. She says, I'll see you guys later, thanks for coming. Like, did you not bring us here? I tell
It's
her
your
that she's...
fucking surprise birthday party, you jagoffs. Even if she drove you there, get a fucking Uber home. What the fuck?
I tell her that she's literally our designated driver and she could just drive us home and come back. She starts apologizing and starts saying she'll do it, but her boyfriend got mad at us. He tells us to order an Uber, but we really don't trust Ubers when we get drunk.
Oh my god, don't get drunk then.
I did feel bad because it was her birthday, but like we were 30 minutes from my place though. Her boyfriend ends
Bro,
up driving us back and
it's her
cussing us out the whole
birthday.
drive. And he got really hurtful, saying we were bad friends and taking advantage of Leah. Longest 30 minutes of my damn life. We thank him and he ignores us. Anyway, Liz and I end up going out again later that night to a
Oh
local
my
bar
god.
with
Did
this
you
guy
Uber
Liz is
there?
seeing. And she is posting an Instagram story of us like they're like an idiot. Leah is not replying to us, but we are literally mad at her because she didn't hold up her role when we go out. Am I the asshole? Yeah.
Yeah, you're a giant
Yes.
fucking asshole, dude. I'm wondering if the boyfriend dropped you as friends because you're a fucking piece of shit. You said, I know it's your birthday, but can you drive me home from your
We're
surprise
bored. We want to
party?
go somewhere
And
else.
by that I mean it's 30 minutes from here, which means you need to take an hour away from your surprise birthday party
It's
because
11 p.m.,
I'm
meaning you'll
bored.
get back at the end of the party, of your party. But I'm
Yeah.
bored and we want to go somewhere else.
What the fuck? No, you're a gigantic asshole.
Oh, she put an edit. Please stop praising Leah's boyfriend. One surprise party doesn't reverse the hell he's caused her. He's not a good person, and we've been trying to break them up for so long. This is why we, Liz and I, avoid him the best we can. It kind of sounds like maybe
Bro, you're
you're the
not a
piece of
good
shit.
person. Yeah. A fucking, I don't know whether this man is an upstanding citizen or not, but you sure as shit aren't. Holy fuck.
This top comment, you're the asshole and entitled as heck. It would take too long to enumerate how you are.
I'm not gonna waste my fucking time on you. Holy shit.
Jesus.
Yeah, dude, you suck. That's probably why he stopped being friends with you. I don't know if this guy's cool or not, but this is what I would assume
We
the
don't have any
reason is.
context other than him calling them out.
Yeah, that's why I'm
Like,
saying I'm assuming that that's the reason he doesn't like you.
well, he's bad, and we're trying to break them up because we're shitty people. Is
Yeah,
is kind of
we
everything.
fucking
You
suck.
said if you say your side of the story and you seem like an asshole, God, I can't imagine what the actual story is.
Oh, I'd be so fucking intrigued. One more?
Jesus, fuck that bitch. Your turn.
All right. Am I the asshole for telling my friend that poverty is not a personality trait?
Um, that's a rough one.
Yeah, I'm excited for this. I'm ready to read it.
I'm gonna say yes.
Yes,
Without
asshole?
context. I can like dream up situations where it could go either way, but for this specific one, I'm going to gamble, roll the dice. I'm going to say, yes, you're an asshole for telling your friend that being poor is not a personality, because I can't imagine a context where they're saying like, oh, well,
Yeah.
I'm a little bit more frugal with what I get at the buffet because I come from an impoverished family. And you being like, ugh, we get it. You're poor. Boo hoo. That's
God,
a situation.
Janice.
That's a situation I've boiled up in my head. It's probably incorrect. Let's flick me the deets.
My so these are both 15-year-old girls.
Oh, fuck
My
me.
best friend comes from an underprivileged background.
Jesus. What a
Oh,
start.
fuck me. Immediately checks out. My best friend comes from a very underprivileged background. Her father is in prison while her mother is unemployed and on benefits, and she lives in a small council flat with her siblings. She's been working since she was 13 and currently has a job at a fast food chain. Both of
Where?
us, they're
13?
in they're in England, I'm assuming, since they said flat and later euros are discussed.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
somewhere in the UK, I guess. Um, and currently has a job at a fast food chain. Both of us both of us have scholarships to attend a very posh private school. I have a regular working class family. My mother's an interior designer and my father works in real estate. I don't think you know what a working class family is. The rest of our
Nope.
friends are middle class or upper middle class. Girl, you're upper middle class. What the fuck? So while I admit that I'll never understand what it's like to walk in my friend's shoes, to a lesser extent, I get what it's like to feel out of place in this environment.
Ugh, poor me.
Oh,
Think a
Jesus.
struggle.
My friend constantly makes self deprecating jokes about how broke she is, and every single time it makes things really awkward and people try to change the subject. Yesterday, I was walking to the metro with her and 5 other friends. We stopped by the small coffee shop to get some drinks. While we were walking out, she tripped and grabbed onto me for balance, and I instinctively jumped back, causing her to drop her cappuccino. I apologize for the accident, although I don't really think it's my fault that she tripped. She
Oh
then
no, the
started.
poor,
Ew, don't touch me! Oh, sorry, it's an
the
old
filth
habit.
peasants.
She then started asking me to give her $2 as, well, euros, as payment for the coffee. I refused since I didn't make her trip in the first place. I said it's only €2 and it's not the end of the world. She kept badgering me about the money and started getting mad over it. She started yelling at me, saying that her family's broke and she isn't lucky enough to be privileged like the rest of us. I told her that poverty isn't a personality trait and she had to stop using it to manipulate us into doing what she asks. She stormed off
Now,
in anger. Now people I barely even talk to are blowing up my phone because she told everyone I was making fun of her for being poor.
like, you're kind of right in saying like you can't, like, being poor isn't a personality. You can't just use that to manipulate people. But on the other hand, you're in a privileged spot. You could have, it would have been nothing. It would have been nothing for you to
Yeah.
be like, yeah, man, here you go, no problem. Or at least offered to buy her coffee. Like, yeah, look, let's go get some more coffee because I'm all plastic now because this is a plastic world. I'll buy you coffee, girl. Don't worry.
Yeah, I would say that like her assuming that you're going to buy her coffee cuz she tripped and you
Yeah,
moved and therefore she wasn't able to catch herself sucks. Um
yeah.
and that's like where she's in the wrong. But if you have enough wherewithal to understand that she's been working since she was 13 because her family has no money and everything she purchases like is
Those $2 were everything to her.
yeah, like
Like,
she earned money to buy this cheap coffee and then
like,
you looked at
sure.
her and said it's just a cheap coffee. If that's how you feel, just fucking buy her a coffee, dude.
That
What
reminds me
the
of the
fuck?
story of the diamond necklace. It's a good one, but it basically is this girl wants to go to this fancy party and she like borrows like a diamond necklace from her friend, and then at the party she like loses it on accident and she like worries, so she kind of like starts working nonstop. She gets all these loans and she works herself to death for 10 years, all avoiding the friend. Um, and eventually like buys a replacement necklace and gives it to her, and then like years later she's just like, oh haha, this funny thing, I kind of impoverished myself because I had to pay for the necklace because I lost it. And the other one was like, girl, that was just plastic.
Uh,
And it's kind of like this humbling story of like of how this person this thing was worth nothing to them, and the other person kind of saw it as this bigger worth and kind of ruined their life over it. But the
y-
moral of the story is like, sure, she kind of overreacted, but you're a bad friend.
yeah,
That's for
you're a
sure.
shitty friend, dude. If my friend dropped their coffee and it was not in any way, shape, or form my responsibility, I would probably be like, do you want me to get you another one or do you want to share mine?
Yeah.
Because that's called being a fucking friend.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like maybe you suck.
Yeah, this reminds me of like I had this friend who in high school was very affluent. Their family was very rich. And
Oh, you're talking about a friend of yours who has been a different friend from all the other friend stories you've said on this
oh yes, of
podcast.
course.
All of
Um
them different.
yes, all of them are different people obviously. And I have never met someone who penny pinches harder than this person. I'm like, motherfucker, sure, but you don't need to. Like, I'll buy somebody lunch, and if they're like, oh, I'll pay you back later, I'm not gonna go fucking harangue them down. Next time we go to lunch, I'll be like, hey, do you want to cover this since I got you last time?
Yeah.
This will be like, they'll buy you lunch, and 3 days later, be like, where are my $12?
And you get a written statement with like the cent amount, like 62 cents as well.
Oh, with like a
I've
little, yeah, it's 75
I've had
cents
friends
of
like that too.
interest and a picture of them holding a baseball bat with the caption, you have two knees still. And you're like,
Well,
what the
maybe not
fuck?
that far. That's
No, but that's what it feels
something
like.
else.
Of like, yeah, I'll get you. And it's like nice and offered, and then suddenly I've billed you for this in the interest of my time since then. So instead of a $12 lunch, you owe me 20. Like,
Like, I don't mind
okay.
like going back and forth with a friend over like, oh, I got this. Oh, I got it this time. You get next time.
I
Blah blah
love
blah blah
that
blah.
shit.
Or even like, yeah, Venmo me, just round up. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
It's
It's
not a big deal.
fine.
But
Yeah.
I've definitely had friends that were like very like specific about. Well, last time it was like 12.65, and this time it's
Yes.
like 4.92. So it's adding up to this, and it's like you need to calm down.
Yeah,
Like,
that's the shit.
just here's $20. We're cool, but Jesus, look, you and I both also came from the same like economic class, so you can't pull that like, oh, money is goes further for me bullshit. We're from the same fucking zip code. I don't want to hear shit.
Yeah, no, if you see like to whatever your denomination of money is as being nothing, just fucking buy your friend the goddamn coffee. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ. It's like when people are like, money isn't real. You, by saying that, inherently have never experienced what it is to be concerned about money.
the fucking Gwyneth Paltrow, like I could do a month off food stamps and buys like $50 worth of guacamole ingredients, like in one sitting. God, I love that.
What?
Or there's that one guy who's like, I'm gonna go homeless and build up $1 million over the course of 60 months and didn't fucking last.
Oh, yes, that was so good. I had to stop for health reasons.
It was a
If
year, I
only,
think. Yeah.
sir.
It was a
If
year and
only.
he made like 7 months in and made like less than $100,000 and it was like, I had to stop for health reasons, but I could have done it. The
Yeah.
fuck you could?
Be like, bitch,
Anyway,
if you
there's
could
no
have
such
done
thing
it,
as
I
a
bet you
self-made
should have.
billionaire.
Nope. There's no pulling yourself up by your bootstraps when daddy handed you fucking 300,000 in seed money.
I wonder who that is. Anyway,
Ah ha ha.
honestly, it could be a number of them.
Oh, I think that actually might be a direct quote. I'm not 100% certain because I wasn't trying to direct
Well,
quote,
let's see.
but
Well, I think for Elon Musk it was 300,000.
I
I
think
know
I
Jeff
was
Bezos was a hundred and fifty
quoting
thousand
how
dollar
much
loan.
did Trump's dad give him with his like,
No,
I
yeah,
pulled myself up by my bootstraps.
for Trump's dad it was $300,000. For Elon Musk it was $150,000 to for his startup company out of his garage. They always talk about, oh, I made a bookstore in my garage for online books, and it's like you got a lot of money to start that up. Do you see that, right?
Yeah, like you
And
understand this.
I don't remember quite what Elon Musk's deal was, but his father owns an emerald mine and gave him fucking everything. Anyway, my next one. Rich people suck, sorry. Uh maybe use that money, buy a personality. Being rich is not a personality. Am I the asshole for not taking my wife to work event after she got a black eye from
Oh,
volleyball?
I'm so glad you're reading this because I had this one too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, Brittany sent me this one. I have a bunch of ones from like years ago, but without context, taking my wife to my work event after she got a black eye from volleyball. Uh, I would say no right now, just because it does look weird, man. I mean, me personally, I'd take Brittany out and I'd be like, look what I did. I did that. Haha.
I hit her in the
Me.
face.
Because it's weirder. Like, okay, let's say first of all, you don't take your wife to
You
your
don't
work
take
event.
your work to your wife.
You don't take your wife to your work event because you're afraid of her showing up and people going like, why she got that black eye? So you don't take her and you'll be like, oh, she was busy. And then they happen to
It's
see you
more
later at
suspicious.
Wendy's with a black eye. That's going to say way
Yeah.
more than just taking her and being like, oh, she burnt this toast. Her.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. Nobody would think
Yeah.
twice about that.
Hmm. I would agree with that.
This past weekend, my work had an event where they rented out a small amusement park for employees and their families. Okay. My company has about 150 people, about 30 to 40 who I know by name. I was planning on taking my wife and me. She hasn't met any of my coworkers, but this would be a time for her too. Well, Thursday night in her intramural volleyball league, someone spiked the ball down on her, giving her a terrible black eye. She's fine, but it looks bad. I didn't want the first time all my coworkers met my wife to be at a time that it looks like I could have given it to her. So I told her, not this time, but I'll take her to the next event. I went with my sister instead. She's still bitter about the whole thing. Also, for context, in the last 4 months, a C-level person at our company was fired for getting arrested for a DV issue. All right? It made local news and since has been a big talking point at work with their HR, even creating an internal awareness campaign for domestic violence and how to support someone who you think could be a victim. Am I the asshole for not taking her because I didn't want people to think there was that type of situation going on? My wife certainly thinks so.
I would say no. I think you're like definitely a more anxious person.
You're in a
Off
weird
of this.
situation where I wouldn't fucking go anywhere near that. Like, no.
You're in like, of all the things that you I'm trying to come up with some example of just like what would be a similar situation and I can't come up with anything. But yeah, if you're in the weird pocket of the universe where suddenly domestic violence has become an extremely watched for and talked about subject in your workplace, then yeah, I would say not bringing your wife that has a black eye and is meeting them for the very first time is probably fine.
Without the context of like the person being arrested for domestic violence and being fired and making a big deal out of it, outside of that, you'd be an asshole. But here, like, that is a very, very specific thing. People are hyper vigilant about this kind of thing. You can't even joke about it. So I think you did the right move here.
Yeah.
But I was about to say, like, if I were the wife, I would have like pulled some shit where I showed up and be like, "You son of a bitch." But that would have been inappropriate now.
It'd be so good.
To answer a question some people have asked, we tried using makeup and sunglasses to cover it up. It hasn't been effective. Hopefully in a couple days, the swelling will come down enough that it can be hidden. But right now, even with sunglasses and makeup, she looks like she got beat up.
Oh my god. We thought about covering it with makeup and sunglasses. That would have made it worse. If you're going to go to an event with a black eye, just go to the event with a black eye. Because if you're trying to hide it, it's going to look bad.
Like I said, if you go out with your wife later to like Wendy's or the grocery store and then one of your coworkers sees you, that's going to measure way worse. Because that's going to make it seem like you didn't want her to go because you fucking hit her and you didn't want to get caught.
Yup.
It's going to seem a million times worse. However, I do understand where this guy is kind of coming from.
Yeah, you're in like the weirdest fucking corner of the universe, and that's fair. That's so fair. Yeah.
But I know I definitely would have gone and like, you know, just to be like, this definitely isn't a domestic violence issue, and why would I bring her otherwise? I mean, come on, guys. I would have been super awkward.
This whole thing's fucking so funny. But like, how can you be so unlucky that this is just the exact situation that was handed to you on a platter?
It's like a nightmare situation.
Oh, yes, it is. It's awful.
I don't know what fact checker's saying. Something about you would have claimed you did it, bragged about it. Yeah. Like I was saying, I would have joked about that, but not if this situation just happened. Actually, I might, because
Brenda, you know how your husband hit you? Look at this.
You remember how Mitch was fired because he was hitting his wife? Check this out.
You would have never been at a fucking work event, so it's irrelevant.
That's a good point.
None of this matters.
What's going on after work? Are we getting paid? Well, I've got a thing, so don't...
Well, I have a thing called the rest of my fucking life. Goodbye.
Don't put my name down, please.
I did hit Brittany, though. That's why we're not going.
I'm not going, but I need you to know that I did hit my wife.
You're never going to find out because I'm not going to introduce her to you guys, but look at this.
I do lie at work a lot.
Like about what? Do you just pathologically lie? Like when someone's like, what's your favorite cereal? You're like, Lucky Charms, even though you hate the marshmallows.
Yeah. Like weird dumb things. Nothing comes to mind, but I've definitely like, I don't know, like just dumb, stupid things that mean nothing to me. Like it's definitely like I'll be working it with my headphones in. I'm thinking like that's something a sociopath would have done. Why did I do that? Where it's I can't remember a single incident, but they've definitely like been like, oh, how you doing? And I'm like, oh, not good. Like, yeah, I had to put down my guinea pig this morning. I don't have a guinea pig. Also, my morning was fine. I had a good poop. But they don't need to know that. These are fucking strangers.
Is your poop named guinea pig and you had to put down your guinea pig this morning?
It did go down.
Oh, fuck.
I don't know. Just it's like my life is so boring that I gotta make up shit to spice it up. Like I famously don't wear a wedding ring, and I'm waiting for a moment where somebody like brings up my wife so I could go, I don't have a wife.
Just gaslight them. I don't have a wife and I definitely don't beat her.
Because I have brought it up before, like, oh yeah, my wife got me X for Christmas, and they're like, oh cool. So I'm waiting for the next time they bring it up so I can be like, I don't have a wife. I'm single.
I love
single
this.
As a Pringle, which famously comes in a can of many Pringles.
Well, because a Pringle is always ready to mingle. That's why.
But it's never a singular Pringle. I'm skipping this. Do you have another story, or are we done?
I can do another one if you want.
Yeah, do another one.
Okay. Am I the asshole for telling my brother about a post I saw on Reddit? Part of the title is for telling my brother, 16, about a post I saw on Reddit.
No, unless like it was specifically about him, and it's like, am I the asshole for putting my friend's sandwich through my butt cheeks and watching him eat it? Like, I don't understand what context would come from this.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with no, because I don't...
No with a big-ass question mark.
Yeah, no with a very confused, wiggly question mark.
Specifically, no with an upside-down question mark.
Yeah, that. Hi, this happened a few days ago. I, 16 female, was reading a post by a user on a different subreddit, which I will not be going into much detail about. Other than this post had no overly negative things in it.
Ugh.
I had first told my brother about this post randomly whilst cleaning dishes, as it was quiet and I found it slightly awkward. It very often is at... Oh my god, are you ready for this? I can't even do it. It very often is as me and him and do not get along that well. Sorry. Hold on, I said that wrong.
Okay.
It very is. This is so bad. At least you're 16. There's still time for you. Holy fuck.
You want another go at it?
It very often is as me and him do not get along that well. We often have arguments. Oh, Jesus. So to break the silence, I went into light details about the post during the time we were washing the dishes and putting them away. He just nodded along and every so often went, "Oh, that's cool," or reacted in that sort of manner. I didn't pick up
understand
on any proper disinterest, and I believe the reason for that is because he has always responded that way to me, even during topics he finds really interesting. Mom died yesterday. Oh, that's cool? Oh, fuck.
I think my brain's broken.
The main part of the reason I'm asking whether or not I'm the asshole is because later on in the day, when I tried to go further into detail about the story, comma, I have no real reason on why I wanted to continue talking about the post. I just found it as a way to talk to my brother. They put commas and also put those in parentheses.
Yeah,
when I mentioned it again, he asked me in a somewhat rude manner not to talk about it. From what I can remember, he said, "I don't want to hear it." I kind of sighed and didn't say anything. When we both got outside, it was about 5 minutes into this walk when I told him that I really wanted to talk about the post and that I want to know what the fuck this post is.
Yeah.
And that if he, like, this seems super fucking important, because if it's talking about, like, someone fingering their butthole or something, and he's like, I really don't want to know.
You can stop.
Like, what?
No, I need to...
No, I want to tell you the next detail.
This is
Then
important.
then they went to the second knuckle and they said it felt good. I started to talk about the post again. A little bit more into detail about it this time, in which he was responding in the way he usually does. However, once I had finished, he all of a sudden stopped and turned to me and started getting angry at me, telling me that I ignored his wishes to not speak about it and that I shouldn't have said anything about it. I was truthfully shocked and got angry back, telling him that I told him to tell me again if he didn't want to listen and that he missed out on that opportunity. He's told you like 5 times, girl.
Yeah.
He got even more angry at me and walked off back home, leaving me with the 2 of my dogs to walk home. Jesus. When I got home, he was still angry at me and he still is. Now I think I overstepped a boundary of his and I didn't know of because of how long he has been angry at me. Oh my god.
Dude, I, I'm gonna ask you to stop now.
Yeah.
This is dumb. Are you the
Yes, you're the asshole. He said
like?
multiple times that he didn't want to
Yes,
talk to you about it, and you kept bringing it up.
but at the same time, like, I don't care.
I love, which is it? Do you really have no other topic you can talk about, or do you want to talk about this so badly you keep talking about it?
Does she ever link the fucking post?
I'm
Because I
trying to
kind of
figure that out. I love, what part of no do you struggle with?
fact checker said that you're the asshole for making us read this.
You're the asshole for the sole reason of we had to experience this. I want your comments.
My comments?
Oh my god, hold on. You ever go to someone's Reddit and just see all of the shit that they post?
Yeah.
This one is, oh damn, I thought this is what they posted in this.
This is riveting.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I thought they posted something stupid, but they were commenting on something stupid.
Is she the poster of the man door hand hook car door?
Probably.
Did you hear about
Me
the
leaving this
science
podcast,
of...
goodbye.
No, I'm sure you've seen the post going around for years now. I know I have, about like scientists have discovered how to regrow teeth, and it's been like, well, that's cool. That's going to be rich and in the future never going to happen. It's happening.
Yeah, it is.
It's in Kyoto. It's in Kyoto in Japan, and the university is going to start trials for it in September, and it's supposed to be readily available to the public in 2030. And I honestly don't know how that treatment works.
Well, I say fuck yes.
Yes,
And
you're
I'm going
right.
to learn what it's like to not have teeth, and then I'm going to install those teeth. Because I'm pretty sure I'm not going to lose my teeth before 2030. I think I got more time than that, so I figure by the time I'm 65 and my teeth are degrading, I'll be good to go.
I have a question. A very specific question that I don't think anybody has been able to answer for me so far. Let's say you, Rachel, go and take this medication. Are you now going to grow your wisdom teeth again and now have to get them removed again?
No, I would think you grow specific teeth.
Like, how does that work? Oh, I guess like maybe if they stimulate a specific root, that could work maybe. I don't know. It's fucking tooth science, man. It's beyond
Tooth science. Oh, fuck.
So what have you been listening to this week?
Oh, so many things.
That's cool.
You go first. I'm trying to decide.
So I'm going to give you guys a vibe to do this week. We're in summer. It's time to get out there. It's time to meet some people. It's time to dance on the bar table. Take off all of your clothes. Take off all of your skin. Continue tearing at your flesh until you're just a skeleton dancing.
I'm really concerned.
And that's why I'm going to recommend Robbie Williams' Rock DJ.
Robbie Williams Rock DJ. Okay.
Specifically the music video. I don't want to spoil anything, but I kind of teased it. It's a fantastic song. It came out in like the 90s, but it definitely has like a good techno-y, funky sound to it. Robbie Williams is huge in the UK. Nobody in America knows who he is.
I'm excited to listen then, because I definitely have not heard of this.
Oh, it's great. It's definitely check out the music video. It's a fun one.
Hell yeah. I like when people still put out fun music videos for modern
Oh,
music since it's not as
no.
big of a thing.
This is definitely in like the 90s. I downloaded this on Napster, okay?
Oh,
That's
JK. Well, I like the era
It
in which
holds
we
up.
had
It
fun
holds up.
music videos. Oh, I mean, plenty of music holds up.
But I mean, it holds up like not in the way where you're like listening to it and you're like, yeah, this is definitely the 80s where this kind of music is happening. It's definitely like oh wow, this is kind of fresh sounding.
Gotcha. Like it's still jamming.
Yeah, I feel like most music from like the 2000s to now kind of have like the same kind of like you can't say, oh, this is 2010s music and it sounds like a very specific way. Like you hear an 80s song, you're like, well, this is 80s, obviously.
Yeah.
But you kind of can't say that about like music from 2000 to now unless it's very specific genres and you know what it's from. Everything kind of has the same, I don't know how to explain it, a je ne sais quoi to it.
A vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything in the 70s has like a kind of a muddled screech to it.
A muddled screech.
Everything from the 60s sounds like a Satanist priest screaming while murdering a toddler. You know what I'm saying?
The fuck? Yeah. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Bad examples, I think.
No, Jesus.
Robbie Williams, rock DJ. It's great.
I have a different sort of description for mine. It's $1 Million Baby by Tommy Richmond. It's like a poppy rap song that is on my summer playlist because it has an upbeat vibe. That's it. Nothing about screechy backgrounds.
Yeah, we're definitely in summertime, so summer music all around, every week, summer music.
All day, every day, summer music.
Summer
Oh,
music.
yeah, it came out in 2024, so it probably just came out.
Summer music, summer paintings.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that was our show. Thank you for listening.
Thanks for listening. If you liked what you heard, you just fucking hate us. Please like, subscribe, and download on whatever your most favoritist podcasting place is. If you want us to talk about a thing you'd like us to suggest, not shitty music. Not that we suggest shitty music. I think that's the best part of the show. Email us
It's
at
all over the place. So I know some of our songs you're going to hate, and some of our songs I know you're going to resonate with, but it's all over the place and it's intentional.
Eclectic.
Genres don't exist. Don't limit yourself.
Yeah, expand your fucking flavor palette, dog. Try new food, try new music, try new activities. Email us as one of your activities at whtpah@gmail.com. That's whoopah@gmail.com.
Sounding is my activity.
That's your new activity, or that's your old tried and true hobby?
Sounding is my old and true tried hobby.
Yeah, I didn't think it was fucking new for you. Follow us on Instagram at We Have That Podcast at Home, or you can follow us on Woodpaw, that's WHTPAH, on Blue Sky. It's like the new Twitter. Just give it time. Next week, we will be tackling the illustrious and fine art of, if you haven't figured it out, I only do this voice when I have not pulled the wheel up so that I can buy myself time.
You know, I could edit it and cut it down. But...
You're not going to, though, you son of a bitch.
I know, but if you just went silent and then the wheel was spinning and you didn't say anything, I would have just cut it like because I edit fast and I would have been like, oh, look at this empty space. Fuck this. Cut. Next. But no.
Well, that's not how it happens, and we're doing comedy next week, so it'll be something similar to this.
Yay, more Reddit. That's my life.
Brr! More Reddit, or we could do a topic that we talk about. We haven't done that in a while.
My name is Gamage.
Are you sure about that?
And I'm on brand.
And this has been Off-Brand Rachel, and we have that podcast at home.
Let's do that again. I've been off-brand Gamage.
I've been off-brand Rachel, and this has been We Have That Podcast at Home.
Both of those suck, but I'm keen to keep them both in so people just know that it's your fault.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. Thanks for listening. Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.